Hey everybody, Comic Germ here, and I'm eating some chips.
Champion right here, and I'm chilling.
Um, I just want to start with Marvel Solicitations.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right into it. Um,
See, I don't even know about probably a lot of these yet. So,
we can go over the ones that you and I are probably not really gonna read.
okay.
Those one I don't know. Godzilla versus Avengers. There's
Nah.
an all red cover, and it's pretty sick, dude. Hold on, I gotta turn my thing down.
Man, oh man,
It's pretty cool, dude.
that does look great. But all red will make anything look awesome. Like,
That is true.
psh, probably read.
Imperial.
I would probably read My Little Pony if all red did art for
I don't know.
it. I'm just saying, all red will can. He's magic, man.
That's
He can
true.
make anything work.
Imperial. Hickman.
Have they said what this is? Does it say anything in the description?
It's gonna kick off the new era for the cosmic side of Marvel.
So,
It
oh,
says sweeping Marvel cosmic event. Imperial is a story of intrigue, mysteries, and war, which takes place against the backdrop of the formation of a new galactic order in the Marvel Universe, featuring Hulks, Black Panthers, Novas, Guardians, and cosmic kings and queens. It is a must-read book for the summer. Hickman, Federico Vincentini, and Ivan Coelho doing
oh
it.
my goodness.
It's gonna be insane.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm
Um,
stoked. I'm stoked. But this is probably why I was thinking like, oh, like Hickman's taking like his foot off of like the Ultimate Universe to let Dennis
you know
Camp.
what? You know what I find interesting is now that I'm thinking about it. He set up X-Men, he backed off. He said it kind of now appears he's doing the same with Ultimate Universe. I'm not
Right.
really upset about it. Said that, backed off. He's setting up the cosmic side of things, backing off. I wonder if I don't really want to get my hopes up, but my hope would be maybe someday he becomes an editor.
Oh
A
Lord, they would
writer,
need
geez.
it. They would need it.
Could you imagine what Marvel would look like if Hickman were editor in chief?
Yeah,
Could you imagine, dude?
dude. No, everything would be corrected. Like everything would be right.
It
Like
would be
everything would just
literally,
work. Like Amazing Spider-Man would be great. You
it would
know,
be incredible, dude. I don't even know. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole
I'm
because I
just
don't even
saying,
know that it
like,
will ever be real.
the only Spider-Man I care about, he's doing. So I that's my only hope. Like, even if you're gonna back off from just like making the universe, like just keep on Ultimate Spider-Man, please,
Right.
because that's really all you know. Anyways, I'm stoked for Imperial because I love my Hickman.
How about Spider Girl?
Oh, good Lord.
I'm kidding.
This just because of Spider Boy? Is it Dan Slott?
No, it's Torn Grobeck.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
whatever.
Mm, Bring on the bad guys. 7-part villain one shots, introducing a new villain.
Who's writing?
First one is by Guggenheim. It's Doom. Mark Guggenheim.
Okay.
So, I don't know, we'll see. Death of the Silver Surfer. I'm kind of interested by this.
It seems like this is like a thing that they're doing now because they just did this with Straczynski.
Oh, but think about it this way too. If they're killing him, he's off the board for Imperial.
Mm. Because of course he'd have to be.
Right.
Doom wouldn't let this shit happen without him being involved.
My hope, my hope,
Like,
my hope would be that maybe he's not actually dying. He's just
oh no.
killing the Silver Surfer, and he gets to be
They're
Norrin, and
they're gonna just
he
make
gets
him
to live peacefully with Dawn on Earth and not have to do anything ever again, and they can be in love and never have a problem.
how many
And
times
maybe
like
far off planet.
Doctor Strange has like died like 10 times now and he's come
Like
back because he's Sorcerer
Thor's about to
Supreme.
die.
I mean, no, I'm just saying like now because he was Sorcerer Supreme, like I imagine that's gonna be the same with Doom. Like he dies and it's gonna be like, oh, you're in a corporeal form and then you just come back. It's like,
Right. Let's see
it's like
what
the Kratos thing where it's like, hey, you died and went to hell, but then you came back up and you're physical again, and it's
there you
like,
go.
weird.
One World Under Doom continues.
Oh, okay.
5.
stuff.
Um, yeah, it's gonna just keep trucking along.
Hmm.
Let's see. Dormammu has come for Doom. Doom has survived.
Of
They go
course.
on what's the Dormammu thing?
I don't know. I feel like normal Doom could probably hang with Dormammu.
I mean, they tangled in Ewing's Guardians
Right.
in Last Annihilation.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he didn't need to be Sorcerer Supreme to duke it out with him, but I guess.
Avengers still continues on. Return of Black Panther in the
Mm.
series again. Let's see. The last issue of Fantastic Four of the first run, and then it's rebooting.
Oh, and it's still North.
North, but it's Humberto Ramos.
Oh,
We're safe, bro. We're good.
yeah.
But here's the premise on that one. So they're split up amongst different eras.
Oh, that'll be really fun.
That'll
Ryan
be
North's
interesting.
really gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, getting to see them like play on their own, like see what happens.
Yeah, North's gonna have a lot of fun with that because he really was doing a lot of like singular issues on like characters, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like like that one with Thing where he was just falling.
I love that issue, bro.
Yeah.
So sick. And then he figures it out. I'm like, dude, you're a
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. It was like that was great. So like I think this is great because I think it's going to be one of more like a lot more of that where it's like here's
Yeah.
an issue of this person in this era, how it's going to be really cool. He's going to have fun with that.
Let's see what else. Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion.
Right, with Miles.
Mm-hmm.
And who's writing that again? Camp, right?
Dennis Camp and Cody Ziegler, the guy
Oh,
who's been
well,
doing the
that makes
Miles.
sense because Cody Ziegler's been doing the Miles series.
Yes, he's been doing Miles for
But that's pretty cool that they're having like,
the last year or so. No, 2 years, I think now.
well, it's still pretty cool that they're actually thinking like, okay, we want this to be consistent. So let's
Right.
have the writer that's writing Miles do this for this.
I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually think that's great. Like,
Yeah, normally I'd be like, but I
it
like it.
literally is like Ziegler going into Camp's world, so it makes sense. Like,
Um, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Wolverine. I'll continue. Um,
stoked.
Ghost Rider versus Galactus,
Yeah, that'll be fun.
another Straczynski one.
Mhm.
Uh, let's see. Uh, so many X-Men books, man.
I can't keep up. I
I
can't
can't
keep.
handle it, dude. I just read a few because I like Storm. Like Storm. I love Storm. Storm is great.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, she's the goddess of thunder. Of course, you would love her.
And she's Eternity's Herald right now.
Right.
And the other sick part is like the next few issues are going to be like five different Thunder Gods, and they're all just going to fight each other. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Thor's going to be in it. I can't wait.
That's gonna be dope.
Speaking of Incredible Hulk, Winter Soldier is guest starring,
Oh, that's cool.
going into the Mind's Hulkscape with Charlie.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
That'll be fun.
yeah, it'll be tight.
Well, especially it'll be, I think, more fun because he's been writing Bucky and Hellhunters, and then so we're kind of gonna get a.
Yeah, that's true. That could be maybe.
So that's pretty fun because it's like now there he's really tying.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, me too. Like,
Okay. All right. So let's talk Thor for a second. I'm going to read the solicitation for issue 24. It
okay.
says the omens could no longer be denied, the prophecy could no longer be delayed. The hour had come. Now the Odin's son stood between the gods of Utgard, and all they would break asunder. And he stood alone. This is the story of the immortal Thor and how he faced his end. So I'm pretty sure he's dying in this issue.
Right. And then it's
But
25 is gonna be this crazy
maybe
land.
crazy rebirth. My hope would be that he stays dead for several issues.
Yeah.
Like let it marinate. See, this is what and this is like spec obviously speculative because I don't know what the hell Ewing is gonna do. But he brought up Amuro wanting to take a power like a power grab,
Yes.
the all power
Ah, I
through
saw.
Magni. So if Thor's dead,
Yeah, she's the queen of Asgard.
let him stay there for like 6 issues,
Yeah,
and then you let Magni be like interim All Father, but Amora takes her shot at getting power through him. But then Thor comes back more powerful than ever and kind of like gets rid of the plan. You know what I mean?
right.
I think that would be cool.
He'll have to have done something smart to get around
Or
this.
made a really big sacrifice.
Right.
On my, I'm really, really hoping we see those who sit above in shadows.
Mm,
Do you know who that is?
no.
So they're in the '98 Thor series. So right after Jurgens left, Mike Oeming and Davidi, can't remember the first name artist, but the Davidi was the artist. They did the Ragnarok story arc where he becomes a Rune King and he sacrifices. He takes both eyes out, which is you see that reference in the giant's eyes also.
Yeah.
And he takes his eyes out and he sacrifices himself to the world tree. But like in the process of coming back, he, I'm pretty sure it's Odin, if I remember right. It's Odin who's like carrying his body, and he's like weak and frail and skinny. But then he's like at the feet of the those who sit above in shadows, but they're like the gods of the Asgardians, and
Gotcha.
it's like a council, kind of like a pantheon of these like Viking looking gods. I think that they might also be the Utgard gods.
Right.
So if they are the Utgard gods, that's cool. But if
Yeah.
they're not, and there's something else, and Thor crosses paths with them again, having known, now having that knowledge of
Right.
having gone through it already once, I wonder what will happen.
And Ewing's like touching on like Thor's
Every
whole.
single run.
Yeah, so it would.
Like he's pulled Lee Kirby stuff because you have the gods of Midgard
Right.
with Radioactive Man, Mr. Hyde, Grey Gargoyle, Cobra, like they're all Silver Age villains.
Right. Pretty crazy. Like it makes me excited to see what he's gonna reference next and like what
Yeah.
he's gonna touch on and stuff because it doesn't feel like just like flimsy fan service either. Like he's actually like making everything in Thor's past important. Like,
I think the biggest strength of this book, much like Immortal Hulk, is his ability to weave in his own like his own original narrative
yeah,
while also really, really blending it tightly with the 60 plus years of Thor's history
yeah,
that's been around. So it's like seamless sometimes, dude. Like it's really, really good.
hmm
But
I
here's the cover. Hold
I think that is that the one you sent me? Is that the one you sent
Yeah,
me? Yeah, dude. That's
it's just crazy, dude. Like how do you
and
like
what
good
issue is that? That's for the next one?
24.
Oh wow.
We're on
I was about to
22.
say, like with the lightning reflecting off, it's like referencing the
Mhm.
first issue
And
cover.
here's the variant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the solicitations that I saw.
hmm
Some cool stuff, I guess. Daredevil's still going on. It's 22 issues in.
Oh yeah. I wonder how Salam.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on with it.
Yeah. I wonder how Ahmed's doing with that because it wasn't for me.
Matt Murdock has been infected. A
Mm,
monstrous new fungus has wormed its way through the city and now into Matt's very pores.
okay. You lost me.
What?
You lost me.
That sounds kind of what?
Yeah. It's like, bro, like Daredevil's supposed to be like dark and gritty and
Down to earth.
yeah, it's like now we're dealing with like monster fungus.
The Last of Us, dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk Invincible.
Dude, man, this season was a banger, bro. But that ending, they really like,
Allie, let's talk the finale because I
yeah,
can't wait any longer.
Yeah, spoiler alerts, guys. We're gonna talk about the end
Yes.
now.
Definitely spoilers for the
Yeah.
finale of Invincible season 3.
Mm.
Um, I said this to somebody the other day. It's not often comic fans get a basically one-to-one
Yeah.
adaptation of a comic fight like that.
And that's like pretty much all we asked for.
Yes, absolutely. But then they had to like put extra sauce on top
Yeah.
with the Eve part of the fight being extended
Yeah.
and the animation being really, really good and the like conquest monologue at the end. That shit was crazy, dude.
Yeah. No, Jeffrey Dean Morgan
That
killed that.
was such a good addition to their fight.
Yeah. That Jeffrey Dean Morgan nailed that. Like,
Oh yeah, dude, that was
you know,
good.
that was great. Everything
Oh,
about that, it pretty much played out like exactly like even like all the stuff with Oliver, like
hmm
like that image was like burnt in my brain too of like Oliver being stretched
Yeah,
and
when you exactly, I was like, oh god. Yeah.
yeah, but like now you get to hear it and like it's like sheesh, but
hmm
so it's really cool to actually like see the images that we love like dealt with care and like put to animation. Like
Yes, absolutely. Because like it happens with manga with anime, you know what I mean? Like it.
yeah, they get that all the time,
Mhm.
you know? So it's like to get this, because even like DC will like, here's the killing joke, but here's Batman hooking up with Barbara. And it's like, like okay. Like so when you do things like that, it's like, no, this is like exactly what we asked for. Like,
Right.
and it feels like more so like than anything, it feels like Robert Kirkman, the parts he is changing are more improvements.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
So he's like seeing like, oh, I could have done better here, so I'm gonna do better there now. Like I
Right,
can,
exactly. It gives them another chance. It's kind of like you kind of almost get like a definitive version. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And not even that, like I mean, I'm sure Otley's stoked to see all of his art,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I'm sure he's loving it, and good for them. I mean, this is Invincible was something I touted even back when, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad that like,
I mean, I read it in 2022, I think.
mhm,
I was late to the party,
yeah.
but
Dude, it's completely sold out at the shop. That's what they told me. They said
I'm sure
everybody went in after the finale. I
Conquest
guess
finale.
everybody went in and bought everything out like over there.
I'm sure, dude. It's
Yeah,
every time.
yeah. You
Happens every time.
so I loved it. I give this season uh
Hitting like peak sales on Amazon and single issues are hitting all-time highs.
yeah. I mean, I think like the first season should have gotten
Oh
people,
yeah.
but like the fact that like the third season is and I think people are finally seeing like, okay, Mark, because I remember the talk online, like they're like, Mark just gets jobbed. Mark just gets his ass kicked. Like, bro, no, you don't know Mark
But
until
that's like the whole point of the book, part of it, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
And even
He's
then,
not jobbing, but he's pushed to his absolute limit and he still overcomes it somehow.
right, but people are like, oh, Battle Beast, ooh, Thrag, and I'm like, bro, Mark goes past them eventually. Like,
Right, you have to give him time.
yeah. So it's really like he went from like it's really weird because he should be like the Gohan, but everybody was kind of talking
Yeah.
about like he was the Yamcha. And I'm like, dude, wait, like you guys are gonna love it. Like I told them, I was like, when that blue suit comes
Okay.
out, everything's gonna change for
We'll
you.
we'll talk spoilers for the book too for a second. Um, do you think they'll do a reboot?
Yeah,
I really hope so.
yeah.
Most people don't like reboot from what I can tell.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I know part of the reason is it's like quite a big time skip
It is.
for Mark, but also like he misses out on those years with his daughter.
Yeah,
So like, but it's like another hurdle for him to have to overcome.
yeah.
Because
And
like,
I feel
and
like
here's the thing is like
it's a natural.
I've never really understood the complaint with that arc because to me it's just another way for him to prove that he's invincible.
Okay, here's what I think will happen, and it might happen. My only complaint about this season is the Invincible War. I feel like they went through
Oh, I
it.
thought it was great,
Oh, no, I loved it, but I feel like it just was like a quick episode.
which I was fine with.
I don't know. I feel like that just we should have got like two episodes about that, in general.
You
Um,
wish we maybe got more alternate marks.
I mean, those it was fun. It was a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
liked
fun.
it.
It was a lot of fun. But I feel like Invincible War was such like a bombastic moment in the comics, and in here just felt like an episode. Like, it didn't feel like the
Yeah,
Invincible.
but maybe I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay with just one episode because I was ready for Conquest. I didn't even think we were gonna get Conquest in this season at
I
first.
had a feeling it was going to end with Conquest. When they set it up in the beginning where it's like, hey, like I warned you to get Earth ready.
Oh yeah, like from last season with Anissa.
Yeah, I pretty much,
That's
we
true.
we knew it was coming because, I don't know. I was expecting that they might have changed it up and
Because
brought,
okay, like here's the other thing too is like do you remember how many issues Invincible War was?
I want to say like five.
4 or 5, right?
Yeah, it was like four or five.
Because here's the thing. If you could and you could read those issues relatively fast.
You can. It's a lot of just art.
So
It,
basically, here's how I see it. If I'm reading those issues in 10 minutes each, and it's about 50 minutes long,
yeah, that's true.
the episode is about 50 minutes long.
That's true. Yeah.
That's how I've kind of always like, especially with Invincible now, because I do see the argument sometimes where like people are like it's I just wish they spent more time on this, which I get. Like I wish we spent all the time on the role of Angstrom. I love Angstrom. So I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah. I,
my
I
favorite
think he's the
villain.
best villain for Mark in the
He's the
whole
best
series.
villain in the show,
Yeah.
100%,
Mhm.
or in the book, either way. But like yeah, so I really really think that like sure, just yeah, all the time in the world spend on Angstrom. I don't care. Develop him in different ways. I don't sure.
I was just kind of hoping we would get a little bit more of like Alan and Nolan because their
Yeah,
bromance is awesome in the comics. And I can't wait to see it. Like we got,
maybe that'll be like part of the subplot for season 4
yeah,
if they're gonna do the Damien Darkblood stuff.
yeah, because they become bros, man. That shit's cool.
Yeah,
But I I think I don't know. IGN gave this finale a 4 out of 10.
that's because they're idiots.
A 4 out of 10.
They're just straight up stupid idiots. Like I have nothing to say. You're just dumb.
Yeah, 4 out of 10. They said like, oh, we're supposed to care about a villain like we barely saw before, and it's
That's the whole point, man.
yeah, because
That's
it
the whole
all
point.
builds to Thrag. It all just builds. It's kind of like the Saiyan saga in a way. It's like, hey, here's Raditz. No, here's Nappa. No, here's
And
Vegeta.
here's the thing, and
Like,
it's also a play on the classic comic book trope, like superhero comic book trope, where every next threat is always an escalation from the previous one. It's never going to be weaker than the one that was before it. It
right,
always has to be stronger because he survived it, proving he's invincible up until this point, and he's stronger for having survived it, be based off him being a Viltrumite.
right. And he only gets stronger as he ages because the Viltrumite like DNA gets like
Yeah,
stronger.
he eventually becomes 100% Viltrumite.
Yeah,
But like, and so yeah, I think it's funny when yeah, like it's all escalating threats. It's
yeah.
just that trope, but it's
But I
done in
mean,
such a
even
cool
when you
way.
get to Thrag, everybody's always like, "Oh my God, the Thrag!" Like Thrag's
Yeah,
crazy. I'm like,
it's like yeah, dude, and then like I said earlier, the monologue is just crazy, dude.
that was
I
amazing. Yeah.
loved it. I loved every second of it. Like
They
to him,
did say that they did cast Thrag in the
hmm
announcement.
I
They
saw that.
like Thrag is casted. It makes me wonder who. I would have expected maybe Jeffrey Dean.
Andrew Lincoln.
You think so?
Could you imagine?
I don't know.
That would be crazy, dude.
I don't know. Like I
Rick
imagine
Rick
Thrag to
Grimes
be
as
like
Thrag. Could you imagine Rick Grimes as Thrag?
no, no. Oh God, no.
I'm about it.
Oh no.
Andrew Lincoln as Thrag. I'm here for it.
I don't know. No.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for it, dude.
Because it's like, how do you have Negan be Conquest and Rick
It's
Grimes?
but it's like perfect. Think about it.
Yeah. True. True.
Because and here's the thing is they use him pretty sparingly up until close to the end.
Yeah.
So
And
I
I'm loving how quick these are coming out. They said that the voice for, all the
yeah,
voices done for the
comes
next.
out sometime next year.
Mhm.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, it's no more of this like, hey, we got 2 more years to see what happens next in
I
Invincible.
know.
Like, no more of that. So
Can't
I'm
take it
stoked
anymore.
about that because this is a great story. I've always tried to put people onto Invincible,
Oh yeah, it's good.
and I'm excited to see everybody being so hyped about it because now finally we are getting a one-to-one.
I
Like,
know. It's sick, dude. I can't.
it's amazing.
And here's the thing. Maybe this will inspire other creators or other, maybe even Marvel and DC to start doing more one-to-one stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of kind of a witch, DC put on Instagram. I don't know if you saw this. It's like a audio cast, but they're adapting comic books, like the Batman's most famous stories, and they're starting with year one.
What?
Yeah, I'm curious to see, and they have a voice cast, like they're casting people to voice it. So, I'm interested to see, uh, if it's an actual one-to-one adaptation.
That'd be cool.
Because if it is, that would be cool to read along with, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know
have
what I mean?
one, so I have everything.
You
Like,
know what? I don't know. Like maybe that's just me, but like that would be something cool. I don't like cool to introduce to comics, I think. Even if it is like right now limited to Batman.
right.
But you could do that with like like four issue story arcs like that, or you could do graphic novels, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do the Killing Joke, but
Yeah.
like it would I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not make that one-to-one and just have those voice actors read the comic book just like
Right.
that way.
I mean, we got audiobooks, right? So this would be just like the next thing for,
Audio comics. Like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
driving me crazy. They
that'd be
should do
awesome.
it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And
Like, and think about
I
it. You could
think
do it
they
with
tried to do
with
that
anything.
before. There was like it was like Batman. It was something of like a voice thing before too, and they had a comic series on it, like the audio.
Yeah, it's the Batman, I think, audio series. Audio Adventures Continue or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. And I never really understood how it works, so I never really got
Mhm.
into it.
Me
But
either.
I guess it's them, I guess whatever they had in these audio plays that they did, I guess they're like in
Interesting.
that book they were actually drawing it out.
Interesting.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. So I feel like if that happened, I feel like this is only a natural progression into what they're doing now.
Yeah. No, and I really hope it is a one-to-one adaptation.
That'd be cool. And especially if they have like sounds in the background to make you
Yes.
that like
Like to
make
do
it
like the
sound
sound
like
effects.
make it sound like they're in Gotham and it's raining or it's you could hear the
Don't
taxi
even get me
restaurant.
started, dude. Don't even get me started, bro.
That'd be sick.
That would be such a like cool comic reading experience. Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah. I feel like eventually we're gonna get there. I feel like eventually we're gonna get there.
That would be so cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like just imagine like what you could do with like any like just like you could do with DC. Return of Barry Allen. Can you imagine something like that?
Yeah,
That would be so cool, man.
it would. I think
Or Marvel. Look, you could do
yeah,
the Ballad of Beta Ray Bill.
yeah.
Please, comic gods,
I
please,
think that's gonna be the next
please,
thing. Like now that like
please.
podcasts are like becoming like such a thing, I feel like that's gonna be the next big thing where it's like, hey, people just want to put on their earplugs and just kind of just have their imagination tell them the story of like
That's what
what.
I'm saying. Like I and like that and like again for me, like to be able to just like one like read it, like have it in my hands and like
Yeah,
follow along and read it and see the pictures and then have the sounds and the voices in the background, like in like oh dude,
that'd be
it would be such a cool experience.
it would be like pure immersion, and that's what
I
it's
know
called.
that would be so cool,
Yeah, like
man. One day maybe,
yeah,
one day.
one day.
But
But
let's talk
you heard it here
some
first.
comics.
Remember this when it does happen.
Yes, you heard it. Yes, exactly. You heard it here first. Maybe we'll help make it happen. I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope
I'll pitch the idea.
for sure.
Like Marvel, DC, doesn't matter who. Come on. Let's talk some comics.
Yeah, dude. Let's just go to it. Let's go to Absolute Superman. What you think of this ending, this arc ending?
It's good, man.
Do you think there's some deception here?
I think so. I think he's responsible for something that happened in Kansas. I don't think it's necessarily hits his home. You know what I mean? But maybe it was for a period of time.
maybe I'm more talking about I don't think Cal was the only one that made it alive.
Oh no, absolutely not. No, there's no way. I'm sure Kara survived,
Right.
and I'm sure probably
They can't kill Crypto.
right.
Crypto's got to come back.
I'm sure
And
Zod survived.
right. But here's the thing. I think it's due to the reason why we saw Crypto cloaked in Soul all this time. And like I think he still has a part of Soul, and I think that's protecting him.
Yeah, no, I agree. It
So
was it was really sad to see Krypton kind of fall apart.
yeah, and it was
This is
really cool.
actually I was surprised how much I like this arc, like this first arc with from
It's
Jason
super
Aaron.
interesting to see Superman actually be conscious enough to see everything fall, like to see
Yeah,
everything, fall apart. Usually he
yeah,
doesn't
definitely.
remember anything about Krypton. So to like
It,
see
it,
him,
it, it makes me think like what happens when these if they eventually meet their main DC counterparts and they
yeah.
kind of like get to know each other a little bit. Like you imagine like this Clark, how he's like really pissed off all the time.
Do you think Brainiac had anything to do with it?
But the destruction of Krypton?
Anything like that? Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
because I feel like he's
I
got
mean, this Brainiac seems to be like a main DC Brainiac for all intents and purposes. He has the bottles. He got looks
That's what I'm saying.
smart.
Like, so does he have Candor? That means he's been to Krypton.
I'd imagine he does have candor, or maybe it found its way to Earth. If he is, why is he at Earth? Is my question.
Right. Um, I don't know, but I'm excited to see. I wish we just still got something about that whole Martha Kent thing that we saw. Like nothing was touched on about that.
Yeah, I'm still curious to see what that's about
Yeah,
because, hold on, I think I might have bent this book. I hope not. That worked good.
I hate it when that
This
happens.
is my this one.
You don't want to bend.
Have I shown this one before?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I was gonna say I think so. So
But
I have that. I was just looking at it earlier. I'm a nerd.
Rafa Sandoval did an incredible job with this issue too.
Yeah, man, it was really good.
Uh, to be honest with you, I still think the pacing of this arc was all over the place. Like,
Yeah, I wish it was a little more tight when it came to playing like back and forth.
because to be honest with you, I cared more about the Krypton part more than, like,
Hmm.
and then we got like a whole issue of just Lois, and it's like it's just weird. Like, it's like,
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like it. I think it's pretty good.
yeah,
It's my least favorite of the four that are out so far.
right.
I mean, Flash was really good.
And did you notice that like it's the cover of the first issue, like him walking?
Yeah, in the back home.
Yeah. And I was like, that's pretty cool callback to the first issue cover, and
Yeah, I really like that.
that was pretty cool. Like, I don't know. I think Rafa Sandoval's doing the work of his career here. House of Brainiac was awesome, but I feel like he's really,
Yeah, he stepped up a notch on this one.
yeah. But Crypto, Jason Aaron, I will hunt you down. Crypto better be up there.
Dude, that's too absolute crypto. Yeah.
And how'd you feel about I saw people online complaining about how Superman reacted to Innocence dying and the way he kind of just flipped out like that.
Like he like crashed out.
Yeah, I remember when he's like, "You killed 21 innocent people," whatever,
Okay, why not?
because he's supposed to still be Clark at his core, even
Okay,
though
well,
he's
I
Al.
mean, yes, I get that. But also like we know that this universe, this Earth in particular, is ran by Omega energy.
Right.
Like so Wonder Woman is a witch, bro. She's
Yeah.
from hell.
Yeah.
Batman, dude, okay, we're not even gonna go into
No,
Absolute Batman number
we'll talk about
six.
that next
Okay?
week. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that
we're
next
not
week.
even gonna go into that yet because he does some shit in that issue,
Yeah,
bro.
he does. He does.
So like let's not even go there.
Yeah. But
Yeah, okay, yeah, yes, you know what I mean. Yes, he's Clark, but also he's like he might body you.
yeah.
Careful, is all
Well, I
we're
mean,
saying.
I think it's also like a thing of like, it's like it's a constant theme of like the next planet, I'm gonna make sure it's not doesn't end up like this. The next
Exactly.
planet, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't end up like this. So,
Right. Especially the place he now calls home.
right, right.
He's gonna defend
I loved it. I wonder how this is all. I'm gonna probably read it all together just to see how it actually reads.
it. Mhm.
But yeah, I really liked it. I'm stoked for more of Jason Aaron's Superman.
Absolutely.
It's this destroys his Bizarro thing he did. So
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah,
It was funny. I'll give him that. It was really entertaining. It was really funny.
yeah. But the real banger of the week, bro, in my opinion,
Dude,
dude, Batman Dark Patterns is so fire. If you're not reading this book and you love Batman, you
this
should.
should be like the you know I'm gonna say this should be the main Batman book.
This should be.
This should be how they structured the
No,
main
it's gonna
Batman
be a
book.
matter of time. Dan Water's doing Nightwing. He's gonna be doing Batman next. We
Do you
are
th I think he's gonna do Tech next.
probably,
I think Detective is next.
probably. But I mean, like
And
even
maybe with Detective he'll get a little bit more creative freedom and kind of like do whatever he wants because you have
he'll
Matt
probably,
Fraction. Matt
yeah,
Fraction just about to start in a few months.
right. Right.
So
Yeah.
give,
I think this will be long after his Nightwing run, but it's like I
yeah.
feel like it's just a natural
See, I could see that. He does Nightwing, he moves on to Tech, or maybe he does them both for a little bit. Like after Taylor is done does his run. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll do Nightwing for a couple years, he'll move on to Detective, and then he'll do that alongside Fraction's run a little
Yeah.
bit. And then that'll end and then maybe he'll take
I'm
over
really
after.
excited to
That would
see
be
how
weird.
that's gonna go. How
Yeah,
Fraction.
that'll be interesting too because it's kind of like different eras, right?
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk Dark Patterns.
Dude. Awesome. Awesome that they're using the ventriloquist.
Yes,
Love it.
Albert Wesker.
Awesome. The little typo that's in here.
Albert Wesker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan
I really
Waters
thought that was
clearly
so funny.
had Resident
Yeah.
Evil on the mind.
You
Oh,
a Resident Evil fan, Dan Waters? If you ever watch this, Dan Waters, I don't know if you ever will, but for whatever reason, if you find yourself watching this video, are you a Resident Evil fan?
yeah.
If you
That's
are,
awesome.
if you are, hit one of us with a DM
Yeah.
on Instagram
And I
and
wonder if he like did that like
Comic
I'm just gonna
Journey.
put this in here and see if editorial
Comic
just
Journey right there. I think right there. I think I'm pointing in the right box. Anyway, hit us up with a DM and tell us if you like Resident Evil or not. Tell us who your favorite Resident Evil character is, actually, brother. Come on. Do us a solid. Maybe I can tag you in this or something. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. Because who is the best?
Jill, bro. Come on. Give me a break.
I was thinking Jill, yeah. But they did her dirty in five, bro. They did her dirty in
Oh, they did.
they did her dirty in
Yes, they did.
five. So, anyways, we'll go on a Resident Evil discussion later. But dude,
I do like how the doctor from the last arc is in this too. So,
yeah,
like, boom. I like the little connective tissue. I will appreciate that.
yeah, yeah,
But I like how it doesn't waste any time. He just gets on in the building
yeah.
because so it's like set up like a cop is thrown
And
from
dude,
like
just this
several
this
floors.
picture should have been the cover, bro. Like this
Dude, I love. Okay,
that is
I don't
so
want to toot my own horn, but like the last two comic of the week posts I put up, I feel like I got the composition down on those.
oh yeah.
Like, am I tripping or like those? I think they turned out pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
Like
For
the
sure.
Immortal Thor one, I'm like, so I don't know why. I really like the way it turned out. I was like, damn. I was like, as soon as I saw that final page where he's holding the little, like the little square
Oh
of
yeah.
them, I was like, oh, I'm gonna
Dude,
use that.
yeah. I mean, but
Um,
even this has a lot of that, like these little
yeah, I even like I did that with this one too. Like I use that next page,
yeah, this like
how it's like all of the sounds inside the different rooms, but then I layered the
yeah.
door in front of it. I don't know.
That's so cool. Like that, that double page splash of just like hearing everything and Batman's just like this is so cool.
And it really adds to like the eerie,
Yeah,
like nature of everything.
yeah.
This
And
Batman's like he's like it's like kind of confusing and like
and then
disorienting.
we have some Easter eggs there too because this is a Metal Gear Easter egg. It says Fox die in the left of that.
Oh yeah.
So that's a Metal Gear Solid Easter egg there. and Bendy. It says Bendy, like there's like a computer game like Bendy and
Yeah. I
yeah.
wonder if Albert Wesker was maybe on purpose.
Yeah, now I'm starting to think like this
Maybe
is
he's just messing with us now.
this is a bunch of Easter eggs here.
Like seriously. And this like creepy guy with the door. See
Yeah.
it? That creepy guy with the door. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh. The art, I just love Sherman's art, dude. Sherman's art's so good.
Yeah.
He does great Batman.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Like I'm loving his Wonder Woman stuff too, but I feel like for like the dark, gritty stuff, like he nails it. Like he nails that like dark
Yeah.
gritty.
I've been loving into the Unbeing, where they've been going into that giant like ancient god thing. Like, oh, it's been so cool. It's been
That's
so
Kelly
like
Thompson and Sherman too, right?
yeah, yeah, it's I think it's Zach Thompson, Hayden Sherman. But yeah, that's been kind of
Oh,
really
okay, Zach Thompson. I thought it was Kelly Thompson.
no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Zach Thompson. But yeah, that's been really good. Um, because it's just kind of like this really like psychological, like eldritch kind of like horror.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then you find out that Scarface is behind it.
Yeah, dude, and
Kind
not
of
even
just Scarface on his own. Not even Arnold at all.
to see like the building as like a
Great, man. I'm
Scarface.
so stuffed up still. I'm so hell sick.
Oh man, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
hear.
I'm sick all week, bro. Yeah, it is what it is.
You're around kids, bro, so
Yes, sir.
you're gonna get sick.
Yep, it is. It's true.
But I mean, we
Yeah,
got a bunch of people. He's looking for Wesker, and we got a bunch of people dressed up as Scarface, and the whole building is Scarface.
becomes Scarface.
Yeah, so
I have a
cool.
new Gotti now, Gatman.
It's like, dude, why don't more people do cool things with like the animated series villains like this?
Yes.
Like,
And like the first arc, I was like, this Wound Man is really cool.
yeah,
But then you get Scarface like a classic villain.
yeah,
But then and like now I'm like, what's next? Like, what's after this?
yeah. Because
I'm
we got,
excited to see what happens after this.
yeah, we're only a third through it,
I
so
know.
like it's
This
like,
is like the start of the second arc. I can't wait.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I'm
dude.
gonna get this in trade.
Oh yeah, it's gonna read beautifully. I feel like, you know.
I'm reading it digital. So,
And not even that. I don't know. I feel like Sherman's art just is worth the price of admission alone here.
oh
Like
yeah, for sure.
even though Dan Waters is doing great, I used to be a Dan Waters hater, and now look at me. I'm like,
I know, dude. Nightwing is a banger book, dude. I'm
I
telling you, it's
know
really
you're
good.
telling me, dude. So I'm
I
like, God,
like it. I think it's cool.
I'm sure I will like it, and that's why I'm just
Everybody
gonna buy
should
it in
give
trade.
Nightwing a try. It's like a darker, grittier Nightwing,
Okay.
and the villain is really cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Zan,
Zant.
the Zanny, yeah, he's like a kind of like a circus villain.
Oh, okay.
I'm tight. It's pretty cool. Kind of like a psychological villain.
Gotcha.
Really interesting dynamic with Dick and his history with the circus, and you know, and his sister's still a part of it.
Oh, okay.
And you've got this new character who's like kind of she's in charge of this like tech weapons company that creates weapons for the police, and it's kind of like arming automated robots, and they're giving the police all this like weaponry to kind of like take control of the city from these gangs that are like at having war with each other in
Okay.
Bloodhaven. So it's a really interesting setup. But
Okay.
then like Nightwing's out here trying to protect like all the gangs
Right.
because he's trying to be the hero and trying to like figure out what's going on because all of the bosses were end up like getting they get popped like in the first
Well, he's just
issue.
trying to prevent people from getting murdered and killed.
Exactly, yeah. So he's just trying to do the right thing
Right.
and protect all of these gangs that can't really get along and they don't know why because they've just been at odds for so long.
Yeah.
So it's a cool book. I think it's really good.
And yeah, I'm still having the same problems with Batman and Robin. I just feel like I've seen a lot of this before between
The Wade one?
the Batman and Robin. I feel like
Oh, I love that book, dude.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm loving it. I think it's great. I like it a lot better than a lot of Chips stuff.
Better
But
than
it's
Detective.
just I feel like the Damien stuff is just stuff I've seen. I feel
Mm,
like it's just
that's fair.
the Memento stuff is great. Don't get me wrong. It's
I
just
am glad that it wasn't the Doctor
yeah.
because that would have been kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I feel like I was too.
Two on the nose, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't the Doctor because that would have been kind of a bummer. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm still loving the book. I love Johnson's voice for Batman and everything, and
it's
I
weird. It's weird to be reading this much Batman right now
yeah.
because I'm reading I'm reading Detective. I'm reading Batman Dark Patterns. I'm reading Batman and Robin. I'm reading Batman and Robin Year One. Let's see what else am I reading.
Yeah, yeah. No, dude. I mean, it's a great time to be a Batman fan right
Batman
now.
and Superman, World's Finest still.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
you just finished Full Moon.
yeah, Full Moon. I just finished
Mhm.
that. Dang, I'm reading more Batman than ever.
Yeah. No, there's been a lot of banging Batman books. It's like they're finally like figured out what to do. Like, and
Yeah,
most of the time, dude, you can't go wrong with an Elseworlds Batman or like a Legends of the Dark Knight early years Batman story. Like,
yeah.
they're just
Which is
you trim
kind
out
of,
all the fat. It's like, okay, there's no Robins, Alfred's alive, and like,
I don't know. And that's, I'm pretty sure this book is exactly what I asked for.
yeah,
Like Dark Patterns is exactly what I asked for in a
yeah,
Batman book, and I think like I'm just realizing it because it's like I don't know how many times and you know like I don't know how many times I've bitched about there not being like self-contained Batman stories that just exist on their own. You don't need to have some big upheaval of Batman's origin. You don't need to retcon anything. You can just tell a self-contained, isolated, like really concentrated Batman story that's
yeah,
eerie, atmospheric. It lets him be a detective. It lets him like kind of cut loose a little bit because there's not a lot of whole continuity guardrails.
exactly.
And you get a cool artist on there. You get a good writer on there, and you just let them like knock it out of the park. Like this is literally everything I asked for in a Batman book.
This is why Legends of the Dark Knight is my favorite like Batman
Because
run.
yeah, and I've read a handful of those like, but like this is kind of feels like a modern day version of that.
It is. It definitely is. It should have Legends of the Dark Knights on it, but
Which is okay, like in spirit, it kind of is because you
yeah,
think about it, it has the voice of the Tower Part One, and it did that with the first three issues. So like it's like
yeah,
kind of labeling those in the same way
pretty
that
much. Yeah,
Legend of the Dark Knight did.
yeah.
Damn.
Because, dude, I think this is by far the best Batman book out right
Oh,
now.
100%, dude. 100%. This is the best Batman book going on right now.
Yeah,
There's no
and
doubt about it.
yeah, and it's only 4 issues in, so I'm glad I got 8 more issues to look forward to, dude. Because
Yes,
this,
dude. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited for this book. Yeah.
and I hope we see more Sherman in Gotham. Like if Dan Waters ever does go and does Batman, I want Sherman to do it with them. That's just
Yes, dude. Okay. I don't want to get my hopes up, but if this is like kind of like a smash hit and it continues to be really good, maybe you'll get a sequel and it'll be Batman Darker Patterns.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Or just continue like case 4, right? Like you could just go like
Well, it'd be Case 5.
yeah, it'd be case 5, yeah. So then yeah, just go for that because each
Yeah,
three.
because they never changed the name for Legend of the Dark Knight, and they had a couple relaunches with that, right? Because it was like 12 issues each, and there were multiple volumes, right?
Well, a lot of times they were like 3 to like 6 issues each,
Yeah.
anywhere between there. So
Could
it's
you imagine maybe like a sequel series and it's like two 6 issue arcs?
right.
That would be really cool.
Because there's a lot of classic Batman stories in those, like a lot,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So and I feel like this is just a continuation of it. I'm loving it, and I feel like DC understands what they needed to fix about Batman that Marvel
Yeah.
just is not getting. Uh,
Hmm.
with Spider-Man, that Brevoort quote. We should talk about that real quick because that was pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you equivalate a man not being married to somebody being blind their whole life, basically. But
Okay, that's like my least favorite thing that the dude said, bro, because it's
yeah,
just like the stupidest thing. Like, and I'm pretty sure I've even said something about this about that comment in the past. Like, that just doesn't it doesn't make any sense.
yeah. It's like Peter Parker can't get married. That's like a rule. Like Daredevil has to be blind, and it's like,
Like him being married is not a character trait.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like it is a developmental characteristic of him, like based on the years of character development should have gone through or should have continued to go through.
I just love how Tom Brevoort's like, yeah, I understand that like everybody loves everything that's going on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Like, how can you ignore that as outselling Amazing Spider-Man every single month?
Yeah, and
Because
like
here's the thing, it's not because they're releasing it bi-weekly, and you know that it's going to sell more copies in a month. It's
it's
horseshit, dude. It's literally horseshit.
yeah, but they don't know what to do with like Spider-Man, and if I've been reading online that like eight deaths of and it's been a joke, bro.
Yes, dude.
It's been bad.
I've been avoiding that book like the plague, so I
Well,
don't.
it's like Joe Kelly did like the first three issues, and
Yeah,
then
and then it was just seen in Ireland.
yeah, and then they keep going back and forth between them, and it's like you could totally
Especially,
tell
like here's the thing: is they advertise that thing as like all Joe Kelly.
they did.
And
And
it's
now
not.
they're saying after this arc, it's gonna be all Joe Kelly with
We'll see,
Pepe
dude.
Larraz.
They're wasting him, bro.
Like, come on, man.
They're wasting him on Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, put
Like,
him
here's the
on.
thing: is like, I'm sorry, if it is a decent story, the art will always elevate it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if it is a really bad story, I don't care how good the art is. It's not going to elevate it that much.
Look at All-Star Batman and Robin, Frank Miller and Jim Lee. Jim Lee could not say that that's a good looking book.
Yeah, it's a great looking book,
Yeah,
but
but
that book is so dog shit. It's
yeah,
hard to get through.
yeah, you know,
Like the fact that anybody had to suffer through that book on a monthly basis is a crime.
yeah.
The book is awful.
And it's still unfinished because how bad it was.
Good. Yeah, I want to say that there's a joke that Tom Taylor like says that he'll finish it.
No, actually, Tom King tried to.
Tom King, not Tom Taylor.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah, Tom
Tom
King.
King tried to, and I'm like, they asked him if he would, and he
Yeah.
went to think about it. He was like, no, I can't really touch this. I can't
Could
like
you imagine, dude? That would be so funny.
it has to be
It would
Jim
be such a
Lee.
tongue-in-cheek version of it though, you know?
Yeah,
That would be hilarious.
because as much as I love Jim Lee, I'm not even that stoked for Hush 2.
I'm not reading that shit, dude.
I'm gonna have
Like
to.
no, like absolutely no offense, but like
I'm
I'm
gonna have
really
to.
not reading that
I
book.
don't blame anybody for not reading
Like
modern, like the new
I
Batman
already
title.
maybe blasphemy, I don't know. I already think Hush is pretty basic as a
It
Batman.
is. It
It's
is
just like it's like
very
generic.
overrated.
Bingo.
I see it on like everybody's like top 10
I don't
Batman.
understand that, dude. Like
I
I
don't
don't even
either.
think it's a top 20 Batman book.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
And I'm a Batman hater. Like you know what I mean? Like I used to hate Batman.
Yeah,
Like I hate Batman, but I used to not give a shit about Batman.
right.
But whatever, dude. Like I just don't think
I don't blame anybody for not reading
here's my thing. If
the
you've
main Batman.
never read Batman, like ever in your whole life, and you just want something that is kind of like rule of cool, and it's Batman, and it looks good, and it reads easy, get Hush. Get
Yeah,
Hush. Like no problem. Like if you're looking for something that's like really high quality Batman, that is not it.
no,
That is not it. At least not in my opinion.
I agree. You know,
And for some people, it has nostalgia, value to it.
and the thing is I like Jeff Loeb's work with the other side of Batman with Tim Sale, and his
Yeah,
Long
Long Halloween,
Halloween
Dark
just isn't
Victory.
hitting either right now. His Long Halloween like finale he's doing just in my opinion isn't hitting either. It's just I love Dark Victory also. Like I love that book. And this like continuation, this like last Halloween, it's 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 a shame that we lost Tim Sale because I feel like his art would really elevate it
Yes.
and make it feel consistent. But it's hard for me. Literally everybody that's doing this book is trying to do their best Tim Sale impression. And it's very
You
like,
know who I feel like is really the only successor right now?
hmm,
Hayden Sherman, baby.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could see that definitely. But I love Dark Victory and I love The Long Halloween, but this is not
Like,
hit.
look at this. Tell me this doesn't feel like.
Yeah, man.
Tell me it doesn't look like pull up. Let me see if I can find a Batman. Pull up. You open up Dark Victory or Dark Patterns.
Oh yeah.
I haven't read this in forever.
It's a great Dick Grayson origin book, dude.
I should read this again, dude.
It's a great book, man. That's a great like Dick Grayson origin.
Pull up the page where he's slamming the dude's head down.
Okay. Yeah, that. Yeah, man.
Does it not give you the same vibes, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I if it was Sherman doing this with Jeff Loeb, I'm sure
Look
I
at
would
this.
like it a
Look
lot
at
more.
this, bro. You're telling me it's not giving me the same looks.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
For sure. Yeah, maybe they should have gotten Sherman to do it with Jeff Loeb, but it's not hitting. You know, I'm mainly only getting it for the Tim Sale covers at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, absolutely. Those covers are pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, please DC more of this. And if you're gonna have Waters not on this or doing Batman, like continue that Legends of the Dark Knight style thing. You know, as off the walls bonkers as Offworld was, it worked because it's a
Yeah,
Legends of the Dark Knight story as well. It's a, you know, so I don't know, man. Yeah, but if you love Batman, you should be reading this book because it is every issue has been 10 out of 10 bang
like
bang.
even like the roundness of the noses,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. And I hated on Hayden Sherman too at first, and now I get it. Now I'm like,
Like,
yeah, I love everything Sherman does at this point now. Yeah, man. Totally. That is totally like Sherman right there.
look at it. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Dude.
It's like it. I come. I'm not tripping, right? Like like
Oh, I
even
I see it. I definitely see it.
how cool, dude. That's just so cool.
It is. Like, but yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. It's giving me also like year one vibes where like they had him like stuck in the tower or like the building and but
Yeah,
he's in there with a bunch of scar faces and I'm like, this is what we've been asking for. Like use these animated series villains.
fucking Batman, dude.
Yeah, I love Batman. He's my number one. He's my favorite. And I've been going hard because Batman has been sucking for a long time. So the fact that we're
No,
getting
man, you've been
blood,
been holding out for a while.
dude, that
I mean,
Chip Zdarsky run is rough, man. That shit is rough.
yeah, I had to drop it, dude. I couldn't do it after the
No, the
Batman
thing that sucks is
announcement.
you would love that final arc. You would
Maybe,
love it.
maybe I'll get it in trade.
You would love that final arc because it's literally down to basics Batman. Like he
Yeah,
finally did like a down to basics Batman story. And
yeah.
it's like
Maybe I'll get it in trade. I don't know.
because it's great. And yeah, man, if Batman fans are eating right now, especially with Absolute Batman, and we will be talking about that next week.
Oh yeah, absolute Batman, absolute Flash, New Gods, Power Fantasy. There's a bunch of books next week, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fire up.
It'll be a really comic focused episode, I think.
Yeah, and we'll try to do it sooner too, so that we do it
Yes.
for
I
next
would like to do it maybe Sunday.
for sure. I can do it,
Treat on Sunday. Yeah, we could do it Sunday.
and then we're like pretty much caught up.
Yeah, we'll be caught up. Yeah,
So
because yeah, that'll work. We'll do it Sunday.
for sure, then
All right. Peace, y'all. It
later
was
on,
fun
guys.
chatting. Always great chatting with the comics.
Yeah, man, can't wait to do it again Sunday.
Yep, of course.
All right, later on,
Later.
guys. Stay safe.